going home is not an option. Charlie, we've done so many things. Like, why? We were actually cleaning somebody's house. What are you getting in a month with 40K? Mind you, I had nothing on my CV. It was a nice summer compared to working at the candle factory. Praise the Lord. They didn't even call me, they called my friend. Don't go to the supermarket again. Decided, okay, today we are going to teach fruits and vegetables. I took my phone. Congratulations. What's up guys, hello and welcome to another video. If you're new to this channel, my name is Tiwa. Thanks for passing by. I want to say a very big thank you for everyone who watched my previous video about Hungary, life in Hungary. Thank you so much. I can see how people can relate to it, and in this particular video I'm going to be sharing with you my job experiences here in Hungary, how I got certain jobs that I got, the medium or the means in which I got them. So grab some tea. Yeah, so a little background about me and in terms of like work-wise. So I came to Hungary in 2016. I came for school, primarily for my bachelor's, and when I was in school, more like after my first semester or first 2 semesters, like I was so bored. It was like summer. I came in like September, and so the next summer, so the next year, 2017, that summer, I had nowhere to go. I was just here in Hungary. I was literally just alone that summer with one of my Nigerian friends, and we didn't know what to do because the town that we are in, if you can't speak the language, if you can't speak Hungarian, then chances that you're going to get a job is very low, or a job that you think you would like is very, very low. So I don't know who introduced us to this. No, we actually went to a student agency. So we were like, okay, what can we do this summer? What should we do? So we went to this student agency and they were asking them, what are the job opportunities that they have? They were going through everything with us, and they're like, if you don't speak English, you can't do this one, you can't do that. So like, especially like office jobs, internship at the office in Sopron. So this is in context to Sopron. So they're like, okay, there's this candle factory, and yeah, bro. there's this candle factory, so we can actually, that's where they think, that's where there's space, so that we can go actually go work there. Mind you, this candle factory, so nobody is speaking English with you. The only person who was speaking English was the person, I think the manager at the time there. So that summer, Toby and I, we were in the factory. 2017 summer, we were in the factory. Like the whole summer was hot. I don't think they were paying us any like huge sums or huge amounts of money. It's like,
you were paid by the hour?
Yeah, 600 or 700 forints per hour ish. So it wasn't like a lot of money, but it's just to like while away time, because some of our friends actually went back to their home countries, but some of us, we didn't have anywhere to go. So we're here. So that's that whole summer. We were in the candle factory. It was tiring. It was very, very tiring because it's labor intensive. So it's not in correlation with what I'm studying in school. So obviously you're going to be tired and all of that. But that phase went, and then school resumed. And when school resumed, I was still going. I actually introduced it to one of my friends, and then we used to go.
The candle factory was here in Budapest?
It was in Sopron.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the only, that's one of the jobs that they thought was available. So I introduced her to the candle factory. So I used to go with them. Mind you, Toby was not going again. So it's just me and my roommates. We were the only ones going at the time. And now when I think about it, it's like, what did I need the money for? I don't know. Like,
it makes sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Why was I going to like stress? Because I was on scholarship. So the Hungarian government is paying for my school fees, and they are also giving me somewhere to stay, which is a hostel. And they are giving you a stipend of, at the time they were giving us 40,000 Hungarian forints. Oh my God, that money, like, it's nothing. No, but I'm very appreciative of the government. Like, at the time it was something because it could do so much for us, get us groceries. You can move within Hungary but not outside Hungary because that's more expensive. But at the time it was something. But now that, because time has passed, I look at it, I'm like 40,000 forints, like What are you getting in a month with 40K? Then what? But yeah, that phase passed, and it got to a point where my friend and I also decided, okay, we won't go again. This kind of factory won't go again. Nobody did us anything. Nobody wronged us. Nobody did anything. So I said we won't go again. But we still wanted money. So like, okay, let's go back to this same like where we got the job again. Yeah, this is student agency. Also, another thing, there are so many student agents. I'll get to that later on in the video. But this student agency that we went to was called Mindiak. So we went there again. I think it was Mindiak or Melodiak, one of them. So Diak in Hungary means students, so more like students, jobs and all those things. So we went again, and guess where they put us again? In Tashpa. My darling. In Tashpa. We went to Internship. So it was this, like, Internship was the shortest job I've ever had in my whole life. From start to finish. Internship was okay. So after school, we would go. Mind you, these jobs that we are nobody speaking English with us. It's just Hungarian. The little Hungarian we know is what we are riding by. Kosonom, Bochanot, just that. Just that. Ninchmate, Nemietem, Tudom. This is all we are running on. So we went there. We used to go for like 1 week, 2 weeks. Then the last week that we were there, this is what happened. So, you know, they have these like packages where maybe they could be selling maybe this pillow, 2 for the price of 1. It's written in Hungarian. I don't know. I didn't read. I cannot understand, because when I log on to work, we just go and pick the stuff from the inside the warehouse or whatever, and we just bring it in. Or we are assigned to a particular sector or a particular you get what I mean. A particular sector. So, and then we are just in charge of that. So we just go and bring the stuff, which they already load it for us. So we just bring it and then we just offload it, put it on the shelves. Some there are ladders, so you can step on it if it's too high. Then you just put the stuff on it. Me, what I did on that day, this 2-in-1 package, it was actually a softener. I separated every single one of them. This 2-in-1 package, I separated every single one of them, one by one. I separated everything. So they didn't even tell us that what you've done is wrong or anything. When the lady recognized that, she was like, she collected all the packages, because obviously they have to account for it. She didn't show that she was mad, nothing. We went home. I mean, I apologized that I didn't know, I couldn't read anything. We went home, and then they didn't even call me, they called my friend. Don't go to the supermarket again. When they called, I just knew this one is my fault. I've cast it. They said, don't come to the supermarket again. Still, I was asking Sheila, so but why? Why did they give you a reach? Like, no, they just said, don't come again till they call you. I'm like, it's cast. It has cast. It has cast. So yeah, that was, if my memory serves me, that was the second job that I had. I missed all of this. The following year, which was 2018. So that's when I started applying for a job outside of Sopron. So I applied for a job to the same student agency, Mindiak. I applied, but not in Sopron, but in Budapest. This time around, I was searching for like corporate jobs that are in relation to what I'm studying in school. And mind you, I had nothing on my CV. When I say nothing, just literally nothing, because I couldn't put the candle factory on my CV. I couldn't put the internship work on my CV. So what I had on my CV was just school qualification, just high school. And that's it, literally, that's it. But I went for the interview. It was very smooth. So everything is with the student agency. They pick you, then they send your name to the company, then they arrange the interview and everything. Then I went for the interview, and then I got the job. This was my first ever corporate job in my life, not just in Hungary, because prior to coming here, I had zero job experience in any in any corporation, like these formal workplaces. I had no job experience at all. So this was my first ever job in the corporate world, and like I was very happy. This was 2018 summer. I was so elated about it, and by God's grace, we could actually take our hostel money, and then I had to top it up and then get like a room or something like this in Budapest. Like, it was a nice summer compared to working at the candle factory. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. It was nice. This job was at Citibank, so it was treasury fund intern. So I mean, I was doing business and economics, so it was still in line with what I was studying. So after my internship, I actually wanted to stay with them, but they said, nah, this is a fixed internship and it has to end. I said, oh, okay. Besides, I had to come back to school. So I came back, and then I missed all this again. So my friend and I, Charlie, we've done so many things. Like, why? We didn't need the money. Like, we didn't need the money, if I'm being honest. Because what did we use the money for? I cannot remember anything that, okay, I worked and then I used the money for this. Like, I can't remember, like, at all. But for me, the first corporate job, it wasn't even just, the money was not the motive or the incentive for me. It was the fact that I could put something on my CV, because I literally had zero on it. So once we were back in school, I got another job. This one, we did not apply to Mintiak, we did not apply to Melodiak, nothing. We were going to teach a Hungarian child English. Like, no curriculum, nothing. We had nothing. It's just, I don't know how we got the job. I think one of our administrators linked us to this woman. And then because they're like, okay, you speak good English, you should teach like our child English. We had nothing, no curriculum, nothing. When we go, we just decide, okay, today we are going to teach fruits and vegetables. So we do fruits and vegetables. So we do the translation. Sometimes too, we would draw the items and everything. That was another phase in our lives where we didn't teach for long. I think it was also for like 1 month or something, and then it also ended just like that, because obviously we have no curriculum, we have no experience. Like, what are you doing? You know, the last informal or work that I did that was not in relation to what I was studying was we were actually cleaning somebody's house. Also, I don't know who linked us to that job. It wasn't through any of those students' agencies. Once again, we did not need the money. But this is what we were doing. It was for a short while. Actually, my friend left me at some point because she had to travel home, or she got a job in Budapest, one of them. So I was alone for a while. So it was this full like upstairs and downstairs kind of apartments, and then we had to clean the whole house. And Sopron is a small town, so sometimes you have to wait for a bus, and then like the bus takes a long time to come, and you have to always time it and everything. But like, we didn't need a job, like we didn't need it, but it's just part of my story. And then it happened at the time. I'm sure at the time I thought I needed it. That is why I was doing it, because the money at the time, less than 1,000 forints to do this kind of job. So it's like, make it make sense, you know. My last year of school, so we have to do our internship, and then we also have to write our thesis. So I applied for another internship. That summer was tough. This is summer 2019. That summer was tough because like you're looking for internship, you're applying. There was a job that I applied for. They literally sent an email that yes, I'm qualified for the job, I can do it, but they gave it to somebody else. And I'm like, I was so demotivated that summer. I moved to Budapest 2019. I moved to Budapest like beginning of the summer, so that I could just be applying for jobs. And then eventually one worked out for me. I got a job at Diageo, also finance and accounting related. This was also a fixed internship. I did it for like I think June, July, August, and that was it. It ended. And then that's when the referral phase of my job searching started. So the next internship that I had, mind you, I was doing this internship because it was a prerequisite for me to finish school, so I had to get it done. Then, so that internship alone was enough for my school work. But then I'm in Budapest now. What am I doing? The internship is done. So one of my friends, he was working in another company. It's called Milan. I think they've changed the name now. It's called Beatrix. And he referred me. It was a very smooth one as well. And I actually got the internship there. And also whilst I was there, after the internship phase ended, the internship there started from August. I was at Diageo for June, July, August. So I was at Milan or Beatrix from September 2019 till 2020 March there-ish. I was there for this period of time. But then in that year, like 2019 December-ish, because I need to know, I'm about to finish school the next year, so I need to know, am I going to get the job full-time? Are they going to like employ me, retain me full-time or no? So those kind of conversations started with my manager, and they didn't seem convinced that like I can do the job. They couldn't bet on me. Can you imagine? Like they couldn't. So it's those kind of conversations. Then I started to look outside of the company, because even though my internship had not ended, but I had to think smart, considering that going home is not an option. You have to stay or find somewhere. I don't know, just going home is just not an option. It's just not on the table. So you have to find your feet somewhere. And mind you, at the time, if you also want, there's this job seeking visa that you can apply for in Hungary, which is a 9-month job seeking visa. And I knew that my permit was going to expire in February 2022. We're in 2019, so I started also like applying for the job seeking visa, because I don't want a situation whereby my visa has expired, I don't have a job, and then I'm illegal. So I started that process as well. And then in that process again, I actually asked a friend to also refer me at ExxonMobil. And then it also worked, like it worked in my favor. I remember to this day, I can never forget this memory. I remember the day I had a meeting with my manager at Milan, or now Beatrix, that they think they cannot work with me, or they think they cannot extend my contract and make me a full-time employee. Right after the meeting, mind you, a week before, I had an interview at Exxon. Right after the meeting, I went back to my desk, I took my phone. Congratulations. Hello? Who's this? Yo, that day I didn't know what to do with myself. Like, just like that, like literally, congratulations. I'm like, God, where would I be? Like, where would I have gone? What would I have done? Where are you going? Because like, and I've heard cases of my friends or certain people, not that they are not qualified, like, but it's just hard just for them to also find work. But I can say that by the grace of God, I have had it very easy with finding a job in Hungary. And I'm really, really like very, very grateful for that opportunity. So, right, I got the job in January, and then I started in May. The process takes time. Mind you, I had already put in the 9-month job seeking, so that had to be cancelled. Look at God. That had to be cancelled and everything. So I was at Exxon for like 3 years, and then I just wanted a change in environment and a change in the job. And I asked another colleague of mine who was working at Exxon but no more working there, but moved to another company to refer me. So she referred me, and I also got the job. Like, I'm just grateful that I haven't had like really like stress. It hasn't been stressful for me in terms of like looking for a job. I am extremely like grateful to God for it, because not everybody has it like that okay, you go for one interview, you don't need to do multiple interviews, and then you're getting the job. So I'm really, really grateful to God for that. So now to the parts of referrals. So I can say that like for the most part, I have really benefited from my friends referring me. It's very important that you have connections in your workspace. You don't just go to work, but then you build connections with other people, other colleagues, in the sense that they can be of help to you in another company. They could, and the person who referred me at first, I did not know him from work. I knew him from church, and he referred me. So like, it could be anywhere. The person who could help you get a job, the person who could help you in certain things, in this context, work, the person who could refer you, they could be anywhere. They could be in the same workspace that you're in, and they could be of so much help to you. Another thing that helped me in my job search, obviously as a student, was using student agencies. Very, very, very important. I'm pretty sure they still work till date, and like they are still like running and everything. I benefited like so much from student agencies. My first corporate job, my second corporate job, like was from them, and the process was very easy. It wasn't about I am African or whatever. It's just your qualification, or it's just a matter of them giving you a chance to also do something and all of that. So more or less like that. If it's a first time coming to Hungary, you're coming for school, some people get jobs automatically, but if you're coming for school, I feel like there's so many opportunities. Like, don't limit yourself, like be open to like opportunities here, but also put yourself in advantageous positions. Like, don't just like build certain connections or put yourself in an advantageous position. Yeah, network with people. You may never know who is going to be the next person to help you with your job search or help you refer you. And referrals work. It works 10 times better than you putting in your application directly from the company website. Referral is like, it's like Jesus speaking to God directly on your behalf. Your request is just back. Like, it works way faster. It has worked for me in my experience. So if this is just my advice, like, take networking very serious, take connecting with people very serious, and just be open-minded. In Hungary, there are most of the corporations are multinational corporations, and English is the main language that they're speaking, even though obviously the majority of them are Hungarians. But people are very open, so you should allow yourself and all of that. So yeah, this has been my job experience here in Hungary. I don't know, if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. This was just me storytelling or telling my experience. Or if you're in Hungary and you can share your job search experience also with us. Or if you want a follow-up on this, maybe better tips on how you can get a job here in Hungary. I'm not an employer, but at least certain things have worked for me in terms of having a very good CV and networking and all of that, certain events that you can also go to network and everything. But this has been my story. What is your story? So yeah, thank you for watching and stay subscribed. Bye.